I'm thinking, well, what the heck is a capability anyway?
So our capabilities are the attributes that we're going to need as an organization to be world-class. And first of all, that takes your breath away. Like the fact that we want to be world-class, that's now a part of our vision is tremendous. That's immense. I don't think most organizations, they might say that, but I don't think they necessarily believe it. So that's our goal. We're going to become a world-class organization, and we believe that the building blocks for doing that is our capabilities.
So these capabilities are like a formula.
It's not like the capabilities of a screwdriver and you can only use it to screw things. It's something that we can use for all of our decision-making, for the ways that we go about our work, and a language that we can use to push ourselves to become the best organization we can be.
It's not that it's a recipe you follow, but it's as you think about evaluate any new opportunities that come our way, any new chances to work with new donors or new ventures, does this fit with who we are and what we're trying to do?
So I think the thing that's important to understand about capabilities, and has been a key learning for our team, capabilities aren't owned by a person or a department. The idea behind the capability is that it's not something that, oh, I've got this one star and they're amazing at family service excellence, so we have a family service excellence capability. No, it's about how are we as an organization set up that even if 1 or 2 or 3 people leave, we as an organization have these attributes that are going to serve us well into the future.
Let me throw it over to one of the new hires. So Jordan, I have the ACTS capabilities here and in front of me. Let me read them off to you.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. I know. Family service excellence, operations excellence, forming and building relationship, and talent and culture.
See? Star employee.
Jordan's definitely a star.
I think I get it. So 4 broad categories everyone can get on board with.
Not quite.
All of the capabilities are connected. They can't be disconnected. You can't deliver family service excellence if you have a bad operation, because the family's going to know that you have a bad operation.
And then forming and building relationships is closely related to talent and culture, getting along with your fellow employees, but also thinking about how you represent our organization to those outside the organization.
What are the attributes we're going to need to have as an organization if we're actually going to be successful at meeting the needs of this community in this significant way?
That's what's so great about the capabilities. It's given us the framework to be able to grow and expand as an organization without being so rigid that we can't appreciate the uniqueness of each community and family that we're trying to serve.
Developing and deciding as a group what those 4 capabilities were, some of which were areas of strength, some of which were areas that we knew we just were going to need to get a whole lot better, to not just have individuals who might have certain skill sets, but actually as an organization have specific attributes that we believe can grow with us and help make us so much more successful than we would have been otherwise.
Why 4? I mean, what if I want 8? Or even 15 capabilities?
The reality is I don't even know if 4 is the right number for us.
We might have had 3, we might have had 2, we might have had a lot more.
I don't think you can have 15, at least we couldn't, right? So there's some number at which size, there's no way you're gonna have every member of the team aware of what these things are and what they mean.
Those 4 to us was a complete package. It's not like one thing that you have to try to bend and make fit to a lot of different situations.
There wasn't this demand that, oh, if only there was this 5th thing. That said, we're a growing organization trying to do things that we didn't think would be possible even 2 years ago. It's not set in stone, but it's critical that everyone in the organization know what they are, know what we're trying to build towards, have the language to talk about them. And that's been as important as the vision, as the URQs has really been, that everyone understands how we're trying to become this world-class organization and what role they can play in contributing to each of the capabilities as we get there.
What's a practical example that really illustrates how these capabilities affect growth and expansion? Or let me put it another way. Do they actually work?
Yes, because we're saying no, and that helps us stay focused on what we're trying to do.
Since we started focusing on these capabilities, we've seen an increase from 120 families a year purchasing homes to 305 families. And while I don't think all of that increase is due to the capabilities, they're the key building block. They're what's helped us get to this point. And as important as they've been as we've seen this initial increase, they're going to be even more important as we build a world-class organization.
But that's, for me, it's like that should be our jumping off point now. And now we're at a point where, you know, we had to crawl before we could walk, and get ourselves straight, organized, figure out where we were going. And now we're walking.
When it was time for us to do our first expansion outside of Milwaukee, we were much more prepared than we otherwise would have been, because we'd sort of thought about what building blocks we needed, and we'd already established them and invested in them. And that does not mean it's been easy, right? Expanding into a new market for the first time is tough, and it was every bit as tough as we thought it would be. But the reason that we're now 2.5 years in and really proud of what we've achieved is that we laid the foundation through the capabilities to enable that success.
If you're encountering a problem or an issue, refer back to the capabilities as a guide. And if you address that problem with full knowledge that I'm trying to achieve family service excellence, or I'm trying to make sure that I form and build a strong relationship with this family that I'm trying to work with, and that's why I took this specific action, that's not a bad thing. And even if I disagree with your approach, it helps me as a manager more effectively guide you, because we're all looking at the same map.
I thought that was huge. Like, I had to get used to that for a little bit, to that freedom to really form and build relationships on behalf of ACTS, and the fact that you don't have to get clearance from your manager, like because I think it's because of the capabilities. Like, we all know what's expected of us, and we all know how to represent ACTS.
You can have a point of view and you can have a vision, but unless you have the infrastructure, the building blocks in place in order to enable you to be successful, you're going to be running from thing to thing, right? So our capabilities are what's allowed us to go from something that I think people may have thought was sort of cute, like, oh, you can help 60 families, oh, that's really nice. So like, no, we've gone from that to helping 305 families a year access home ownership. Last year, more than $45 million in purchase and rehab investments were made by our families. And that's because we have the building blocks in place, not only to help the 300 we've helped, but to eventually help, 10x, 100x those families, that investment in communities around the country.
Let's recap. Capabilities are what we believe about ourselves. Ultimately, capabilities cause you to be successful and create lasting impact. They are what you are especially good at or need to be good at. So when everything in you wants to say yes, your capabilities can ensure you're saying yes to the right things.
Absolutely.
That's one of my favorites.